All right, welcome back, everyone, for another Sunday session. We have a very short weekly session this week, with some great plays that we have last week, and hope you guys are tuning, ready for another week that coming ahead of us, and prepared. Always make sure that you are, reviewing your trades from the last week. And by these weekly sessions, I'm trying to encourage you guys and helping you guys to kind of go over what we went through the last week. The prior weeks all the time, and then what we are looking forward to for the following weeks. So that's kind of the whole idea of these weekly sessions. I hope this finds you, useful, and you learn something, you earn something in your future. But before we start, I'm just gonna you guys the last opportunity for our Black Friday deal. Today is the last day that you can upgrade your account to our yearly plan if you want to get a mentorship with me, or if you want to just do it separately. We have a different offers, so you can book a call with me and get a starter from there. It doesn't really takes you a lot of time if you just book a call, jump on the call, or wake up early, or do all that. It's just a matter of your courage, your dedication, and all that. What I'm trying to really do and help you guys is what I have been done for myself, and just want to share that experience so you can use it as well towards your life, towards your plan in your trading journey. Not obviously a life coach, like you see these gurus out there, but I do want to encourage people to find something beneficial as an income, or whatever you have planned, or if it's something that you want to consider as a hobby or whatever, or you're looking really forward to become a full-time trader. The best way of doing it is just having the right mentor to do that. I did have the mentor for myself. They helped me through through my trading journey. It's something that you need to have in order to accomplish more success down the road. So make sure to take advantage. If you're a monthly member, you can take advantage of the yearly plan. You get 2 free session call with me. You also get access to the course once it gets ready, as well as my premium calls with me. So just a quick kind of last deal, Black Friday deal. Let's get started to our weekly watch list. So this week we had an amazing trade, actually, on PALI. I'm gonna start with the top one. PALI was the best, and it started on Tuesday. Monday we didn't have so much going on, as always. Was pretty much where everything were kind of dried, wasn't as expected, but PALI just made it out, man. The number one trade that you needed after a few months. We traded this 100% runner. I hope a lot of you guys message me that you made a trade out of it, and I hope that everyone took the advantage over the call that we made it through our channel. So I'm expecting that a lot of you guys are not as stuck into it, or if you were stuck, it was basically because you either got into the FOMO of the trade, or you were too late, or you never had any plan for it. This type of trades and strategy doesn't comes a lot. For the past few months we didn't see that much, but it's in the market, it's all about adaptability. And that's one thing that every trader must do, acquire that, in many ways. You have to keep adapt yourself with the market condition every single day. Doesn't matter if you're an experienced trader or a beginner trader. So it's always that type of thing. As long as you keep your discipline in place, you know where to trade it, where to trade in, where not to trade. Take the days off. If there's no edge, if there's no trade, no forcing. I mean, that's for me personally. If I see nothing that I like, I don't trade it. I don't want to trade that. It's just it's more ideal that if I want to find the really right setup. But without that, let's get it to the PALI. PALI, we had this call from 313, jumped up right after market open, halted up twice, three times actually, to the 6.39. I personally was done after the second halt. I made my trade on it, and that's it for me. It was a nice profit. I just wanted to really monitor how this will plays out, maybe later on. But honestly, usually when the stocks are tend to be on the lower side of volume and jump like this, I mean, this stock was I think PALI is lower float or kind of micro float. Yeah, it's 1.36 million float, so it's considered as a lower float, not really micro. That's why the jump was really massive. So took advantage of this great play, and so far it faded out. For the afternoon, couldn't really break that range. I had this resistant at 639. I mean, above that range was kind of in this market condition was out of expectation. But when you see that stock jump too quick like that, and then it keeps getting hauled, you gotta be cautious. You gotta be, prepared. Take your profit. I mentioned that so many times, to take your profit. Don't get into the FOMO. I mean, that was a great advantage that you could took. So after that, it's just a fade out. Great, short setup on it. Second day, still not signing of much of the gain as the day before. Just some deep buyers. They try to people, usually relatively people that are hold the bag on the top area. They want to pump this again to just kind of like have that mercy exit or run it up again. So you gotta have that mindset and mentality before on the second day of the stock. So this is something that you should really learn how these psychologies work. So so the second day was pretty much fade out, lower volume, nothing. It's just a fade out. And the third day, nothing at all. This was a before the Thanksgiving. I think this was a Wednesday, and pretty much nothing else. This was a Friday, and the Wednesday, it has some gain back above the level that expected, but pretty much holding that 350 range, which is also a good sign. So I personally will look for this one for following week. They had a PR. I think they had some grant. They got a grant on track designation from US FDA. So, I mean, pharmaceutical, biotech. So it's relatively a pump and dump. So keep that in mind. Don't really hold on to your this if you haven't really anticipate to the trade. Don't really try to force anything. If there's a setup, again, you can take advantage of it, but monitor it. So that's why I put it on the watch list to see how this will plays out for the following week. And the next one we have COSM. Not a huge fan of micro pennies, obviously, but for the past few weeks and months, we had many attention towards many of these Nasdaq micro pennies, not really necessarily OTCs. So they gain pretty much relatively a good amount of volume, and COSM was actually one of those nice grinder from, I think it was from Tuesday. We had this along PALI as well, but most of the tension was mainly on these two and PALI actually, and then slow grinder, not a lot of push ahead. I think COSM had a PR. They came out with the news that sell its Sky Premium Life luxury food supplement brand on Lebrain Airlines, if I pronounced that correctly. Pharmaceutical company again. So fundamentally, they're not really into a good shape. Really low on market cap, and a medium float. So they desperately need cash. So possible, they have shelf offerings. So possibly they're gonna pump this again, and they're gonna release the fund. The shelf. So be cautious. Don't really try to force this, but still, the stock is at the good range. They had this nice pullback after this ascending channel that you guys see. So it's more, this channel was relatively on the good side of it in the pre-market and the after hours. So after that, the crack of its trend lines can really indicate a really downside, and then you don't want to get a stock into a downside of the micro penny. It's very difficult and dangerous to mess around with it, because you end up having a huge amount of shares and trying to regain or some sort of change your average by adding a lot of shares to your position. That's one reason that I don't really trade micro penny unless if there is a really A plus setup. A COSM was actually A B setup, and I liked it. I did trade that, but I only traded on Tuesday, just a few, as we called, a few scalps on it. Not really cup of tea for me. I was much rather to have more of a different type of setups on this. So whoever took a trade on this, congrats. That was a great run. So monitor this. I'm going to have this on our watch list. Monitoring this for our following week. See how this will plays out. Possibly, continuation if they want to really release that shelf offering. So they want to have the higher price. But so far 66 cents max high, and from that range, I do also have I think I have a higher range actually at $1. So keep that in mind. This can really go to 80 cents and $1, but don't really I don't really think that would really happen. There's really possible. It's really possible to see that offering executed. So have this on your watch. Next one we had DBGI. I personally on Friday took a day off, but I did not trade this. But this was our call in the scanner, and amazing gap up, slow grinder on the no news. So that makes me more concerned if I want to really trade this long. DBGI are really, they're very famous for the pump and really a huge dump. I think I trade this before a long time ago, so I'm kind of familiar with the stock. I've seen this before, so I'm not expecting too much out of it. As you guys can see, still the channel or that ascending is kind of getting into the shape. So that is slow grinder from Wednesday and Friday. To me, it's a sign of really a good short setup in the following weeks. I don't think they really can pump this. If they're gonna pump this, there's a huge gap to $8. In my opinion, that could be possible. But they also desperately need cash. I think they only have 1.7 months left on their cash. So, and they have 200 million offering, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 200 million shelf. So I mean, be cautious on this one. Do not really hold this overnight or over a weekend. We've seen a lot of offering taking places all over the place. So you want to always make sure that you're safe than sorry. So I do have this on our watch because I want to see if this range will continue or not. However, I'm cautious on this. I mean, if they really want to pump this and you know announce their offering, it can really go sideways. So be cautious. And lastly, yeah, our watch list is short for our day trading watches. It's very short. And lastly, I have MANU, Manchester United club. It's been a huge grinder from 16 last week. I think at beginning of the week, it starts grinding based on the news that Glazers, the owner of the club, they decided to sell their club. So that create a lot of attention and interest in overall other companies that were interested to purchase the club or make an offer. So that news is still an ongoing news, in my opinion. I have this on our swing trade. It's going to be our swing idea for the following week. In my opinion, there's more range on this if there any offer take place. So it can be some sort of pullback down the road. That's what I'm looking for. Personally, looking for that pullback on Monday and Tuesday. But if the range and continues, this thing can really go to $24, in my opinion. So watch this on your have this on your swing ideas. Make sure that you're monitoring this. I think this will be a good candidate to continue, as they recently also received an potential buyer, basically, from so many potential buyers showed up. One was Apple, $1 trillion company. So that could be a great positive outcome for them, because they've been struggling with the current managers. I mean, the owners. So that could be something that really helped them in terms of financially, and also Zara, the clothing brand founder, also shows interest. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, this is an ongoing news. I don't think a lot of dilution will happen or take place. So personally think that there will be some continuation. So far, it gapped up to $22 from 16. That's actually a really great range to trade it from the day that they announce their offer basically. So this stock already went up 70% from that, from that news. And I think at this point we will see some, pullback, maybe in the following week, if there will not, if we don't see any, actions or any volume take place. So in my opinion, this will kind of settle, kind of getting to that, consolidation and lower range of volume, or maybe like no trades at all. So if that's happened, I would avoid that, but slowly creating position would be ideal for me. And I'm looking for that, range that there is a $24 range on this. So I'm personally looking for that first target, $24, and then see if this is gonna go all time high, 27. So yeah, this is our new swing ideas next to our GEO. I still have that GEO set from the first call that we made. Still in a good range. So far, so good. I took some of, like I said, a few weeks ago, I think, in our weekly session, I took majority of the share out of it, but I'm still in this, higher range. So I'm sure that a lot of you guys are still in profit from that call. Great call, and hope you guys enjoy. But make sure, like I said every time, take partial profit. You don't have to really hold all your position and all that. Make sure to, partially taking your profit and ready for, if there will be some rotation happen, you can always take advantage of that and then retrade it. But so far, stock went up pretty much from our call. I think it's almost 80%. 7.31 was our initial call. So you can also make sure that your position is always in a range that you want to have some targets, so you don't blindly just buy and sell it. Keep that in mind. Have your own plan and make sure that always take your profit. Always take your profit if it's necessarily. Things can go south. We're going to this, a new year, and there's gonna be a lot of downturn as we getting to this, recession. We're already in a recession, so be cautious, get ready, make sure that you always prepare. That's what I'm trying to do and tell you guys would be the best for you as an investment looking, and as a trading look. So always prepare, always know what you're doing, have your own plan. Obviously, you don't want to just throw out money on these plays and stocks to potentially make something out of it, and then eventually you lose it all because you don't have any plan, you don't know what you're exactly doing. So you want to be smart, you want to always have a strategic and practical thought behind every trade that you make. So that's it. That's about our session, our weekly session. Hope you guys find this useful. I always encourage you guys to learn something new, learn about how to observe, how to do the research on all these stocks that we're trading. So keep that in mind. We're always here to take our profit and make a day trading as a living. So if that's what you're looking for, you always have to have sort of that sort of mindset back of your head. Obviously, investing or swing or long-term investing, it's ideal if you know what you're exactly doing. But we purely here day trading. So all these ideas and trades based on research and strategies that I personally made, and it's always something that, as a disclaimer, I do not give you guys any investment advice or anything like that. This is purely my strategy for my own trades, and it's just for educational purposes. So keep that in mind. Hope you guys enjoy this, and ready for our new week. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter to get this in your email, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to get new updates every week. Take care, team. Talk to you guys on Monday.